Welcome back, everybody. To continue our speakers for this round, we will welcome DP2 student Jesus. She will discuss a critical global issue, the challenge that amputees face in conflict zones, and the potential of technology to provide affordable solutions.
It's a compelling topic that sheds light on the human cost of war and the role of innovation in making a difference. Please welcome Jesus to the stage.
Before I begin, I want to share my personal experiences on writing extended essay. It's a 4,000 words of essay that's torturing every IBDP students in the world. As I worked on analyzing mathematical aspects of prosthetic limb models and having meeting with my supervisor, I realized how little I knew about the real struggle they face. I didn't fully grasp how many people urgently need prosthetic limbs, or hardships they endure, and where challenges are most severe. So that's why I'm here today, to address this problem. Mobility is something all of us take for granted, but in war-torn regions, it's a luxury that some can only dream of. For amputees in these regions, mobility becomes a daily struggle. It's a harsh reality for people in conflict zones. There are millions of people worldwide who are facing obstacles in accessing prosthetic model to regain their mobility and dignity. According to the World Health Organization, there are over 30 million of people who are in need of prosthetic limbs, braces, or other type of devices. Yet, only 10% have access to it. Imagine just a small fraction of those in need. And for amputees in these regions, they cannot get immediate support after the injury happens. So the risk of infection is making the situation even worse. Now, think about what it's like to lose a limb in such a place. Imagine losing an arm or a leg due to violence that you had in a conflict that you had no part in. The physical pain is terrible, and without proper medical care, the amputees walking again for amputees is almost impossible. And it's not just about being able to walk again. It's about survival, resilience, and a chance to hold on to dignity. While people in wealthier countries, they have more access to advanced prosthetic limbs or technology and comprehensive rehabilitation, people in conflict zones receive the opposite. The prosthetic limb they might get, if they're lucky, are mostly basic and not suited for the rough landscape they live in. Through my research in extended essay, the most basic prosthetic limb model, which is a peg leg, can have as much as 60% more energy expenditure for another limb model with one joint. But there's a solution. New technology, like 3D printing, is helping close this gap. For example, initiative like Not Impossible Lab is leading the way. They've set up a 3D printing lab in South Sudan that create prosthetic limb with recycled materials. It allows locals to produce prosthetic at a low cost and quickly. It empowers the community, creating jobs and giving amputees the chance to rebuild their lives. However, there are other challenges, social and emotional ones, that are just as important. For amputees in this region, and in conflict zones in particular, where a country has already fractured by violence, the stigma attached to disability can be even worse. They might treat amputees as a burden or unable to contribute, which keeps them from reintegrating into society and regain their dignity. In Rwanda, a country with its own painful history of conflict, we see an inspiring example. Initiatives like National Council of Persons with Disability. They are giving MPDs the chance to participate in social, economic, and political life. They show us that disability does not have to mean independence, but with the right support, they can regain their independence and play an active role in their communities. However, to make a lasting impact, we need more than just short-term aid. Quick fixes are important, but it won't address long-term problems for these MPDs. Instead, we need a sustainable solution, like programs that offer financial and technical help for MPDs in local communities. And in many countries, there are grassroots organizations that's helping MPDs with making prosthetic limbs with whatever materials they can get. This effort is crucial, but it's often operate with very limited funding. We need steady support, access to expert knowledge, and resources to reach out more MPDs. Government, NGOs, and national organizations should come together and solve this problem and make strategies that offer both immediate and future needs for these people. This includes investing in infrastructure, support local prosthetic production, and promoting social programs that fight with the social stigma attached to disability. By doing so, we can give them more than the ability to walk, but also the chance to hold on to their independence and rebuild their lives fully. It's vital to remember that behind every statistic, it's a human being. People who have not just lost their limb, but often their hope and independence. As a global community, we shouldn't let MPDs to face the challenge by themselves. We have the responsibility to provide the right support, to create opportunities for MPDs to regain their mobility and restore dignity, foster resilience, create a world where no one is left behind, no matter where they live. Thank you.